Oh, it's August. Just 3 days after my birthday.
Mid-August. It was the peak of summer, and the sweltering sun was beating down on the residents of Trista. After returning from Heimdall, we were given a whopping 5-day summer vacation before the school year.
5 days, jeez.
Turns out, Thor sticks to its military roots, only granting extended vacations to students over the New Year's holiday. However, nobles are allowed to visit home, ostensibly to give them time to become familiar with their family's holdings. And, as you might expect, that meant most students from classes 1 and 2 spent summer away from Trista. Meanwhile, classes 3 through 5 were stuck on campus, envying the nobility as they studied and trained as usual. The other members of Class 7 and I chose to stay in Trista as well, facing the heat with our fellow students.
Oh, that's good. I didn't see Eustace there. There is a couple people missing. Alright, what are we in for today? 8:30, wow. Doing an early class. It's so hot. I'm dying in here. I'm sick of this heat already. Talking about it is just making me feel even hotter. The Academy should install an orbital air conditioner. At least then it'd be a little easier to cope. An orbital air conditioner? What is that? Oh, well, it's the device that blows out cool air to help regulate a room's temperature. Maybe it'd help if you think of it as the opposite of a stove. Wow, that's some kind of wizardry. I've heard of them, but aren't they supposed to be prohibitively expensive? Only the most modern buildings seem able to afford them. Do you have one in your house? Well, there's one in the Rhineford company's corporate headquarters, yeah. It'd be nice if my mother could spare one, for the academy she sits on the board of directors of. Seems a bit much to hope for. This is a military academy, so I doubt we can expect to be indulged quite that much. Still, a machine to help us keep cool in the summer. Whoever first invented that should get a medal. I'll admit, the summer heat here is more difficult to cope with than in Legram. But as long as I think of it as another part of my training, it doesn't bother me all that much. Boreahard gets similar summer heat waves, but there's usually a breeze blowing in from the canyon at this time of year. That does make summers a bit easier to manage. My hometown's up in the mountains, so it's pretty cool even around this time of year. Actually, now that you mention it, I would have thought you three would go back home for the summer, being nobles and all. You were given permission, weren't you? If everyone else was going home, I would have considered it. But in the end, I decided against it. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago I got to see at least. Maybe next year. I came here to train. Until I feel like I have made significant progress, I have no intention of returning home. Some of you saw my father's mansion. Do you think I'd go back to a place like that willingly? I'd much rather stay here and take my chances with heat stroke. You're really that uncomfortable at home, huh? Still, hot as it is, there's a lot going on right now. I doubt all the people headed to that conference at the end of the month have much time to be worrying about the heat. Yeah. You make a good point. You're talking about the West Zemuria Trade Conference, right? That's the one. There's never been an international conference on that scale before, at least not in modern times. Mayor Dieter Kreuss, who also happens to be the International Bank of Crossbell's CEO, was the one who first proposed it. I've heard that Prince Oliver will be attending on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor, and Chancellor Osborne is supposed to be attending too. Yeah, I already know how that went. Seems crazy to think we met them both just a few weeks ago. The Chancellor in particular was a pretty intimidating figure. Seemed like a big scary monster. Oh, you have no idea. I've heard he served in the Imperial Army before becoming a politician. Then 11 years ago, His Majesty entrusted him with the position of Chancellor. Supposedly, a full 70% of the Imperial Army is under his jurisdiction. His real fame comes from establishing most of the nation's railway network centered on the capital, though he's also been responsible for annexing several smaller countries and independent states around Erebonia. I believe those all took place without any bloodshed, though, at least as far as I'm aware. I wouldn't put too much stock in what he's selling. Military spending in this country has increased exponentially since he took up his position as Chancellor. And that's only possible thanks to the tax revenue he gleans from the people of Heimdall and those annexed nations. Well, he was the one who ordered the construction of the 2 railway guns they've got pointed at Crossbell, too. At one point, Erebonia was on the verge of a full-scale war with Calvard because of those things. Oh yeah, I heard that it was actually Liberal that proposed a way to avoid the armed conflict. They ended up signing the Non-Aggression Pact, right? Yep. Pretty proud of that. Yeah, though as I'm sure you've noticed, there's still quite a bit of tension between the two countries. I wouldn't be surprised if the issue reared its head again during the trade conference. This game loves its foreshadowing, doesn't it? Chancellor Osborne's been a really popular figure in the capital, though. Popular enough that he seems to have a group of terrorists after him. He does seem to be the Imperial Liberation Front's main target, doesn't he? You know, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator and all that. Indeed, they seem to harbor a deep-seated hate grudge against him. Their anger seemed a bit unusual in its intensity, didn't it? He does seem like the type who'd make a lot of enemies, especially with a face like that. Well, I'd rather not speak ill of my father's close ally, but... Come to think of it, isn't the instructor awfully late? It's well past time for homeroom to start. True. Should have started about 10 minutes ago, actually. I swear, that woman. She'd better not be sleeping off another hangover back at the dormitory. Wouldn't put it past her. I wish I could say there's no way our upstanding instructor would do that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Excuse me. I'll have you know I did no such thing. Today.
Hey, Sara. You're late.
Instructor?
Good morning, instructor. Morning, everyone.
She seems chipper.
Anyway, I'll have you know I've got a good reason for being late today. And that reason is, we're going to be welcoming a new classmate today.
Oh, really?
What?
A transfer student at this time of year?
Seriously?
All right.
Why not?
Come on in.
Righto.
Wait. Crow? What?
Huh? Crow?
But isn't he a second-year student?
I'm Crow Armbrust. Starting today, I'll be joining you fine folks as a member of Class 7.
Good to have you? What?
It's gonna be pretty sweet, guys.
What?
What? I mean, how?
Are you sure you want to know? It's a long tale fraught with the intrigue of school politics.
Sara, give us the short version.
I don't think I'd put it quite like that. Back in his first year, he slacked off so much that he ended up failing a few of his classes. Then he came crying to me in a panic, like, "Oh, help me, Instructor Sara. They're not gonna let me graduate." So, as a special exception, he's going to be joining us for the next 3 months to pay for his laziness.
You can't be serious.
That's an even more pathetic reason than I was bracing myself for.
I think you already know that Crow was one of the trial users for the Arcus test they ran last year, so I thought he might be a good role model for you. In that sense, anyway. And don't forget, he'll also be joining us on our future field studies, too.
Alright, give me just 1 sec. Alright, sorry about that.
Nice. Looks like you saved me the trouble of having to explain it all. Anyway, let's let the good times roll. Oh, and since we're all classmates now, no need for all that sweet talking you lay on the other second years, alright?
Right. Easier said than done, I fear.
If he was any more laid back, he'd be comatose.
Instructor, I can't help but notice you left the door open.
Wait, is there someone else, too?
Sharp.
Huh? Are you serious? Oh, I was hoping to catch you off guard. All right, come on in and say hello.
I thought you forgot I was out in the hall!
Wait, what? What was that?
What?
You must be joking.
Yeah, it's the girl from the Nord Highlands.
Aren't you?
What's she doing here?
You're the girl we met in the Nord Highlands.
Yuppers! Long time no see, guys. But I see a couple of you I don't know, so guess I better introduce myself. I'm Millium Orion. And this here's Sara, but we'll just call him Lammy for short.
Is that allowed to be in here? Look at him pose.
What the hell is that? Holy crap!
It's that thing we saw at Ark's fort.
So this is that strange girl you met in the Nord Highlands.
Oh, and a little house rule before anything gets blown up. No bringing that thing out in the classroom. If he accidentally smashes a wall or blasts through the ceiling, I'm the one who's gonna get chewed out for it.
Boo! Fine. Anyway,
Okay, well then. August sure has gotten interesting.
nice to meet you guys.
Aw, that was cute.
Tell me you're kidding. Please?
I really wish I could.
Wow, even the teacher is like,
Well, I can see we're in for some fun times these next 3 months.
so what's the seating arrangement? Because there's now 11 of us and only 10 seats. Someone gonna have to stand? Oh, we just jumped straight to Saturday. 3 days went by. At first, no one was sure what to make of Crow Armbrust and Intelligence Division agent Millium Orion's sudden transfer into Class 7. But within a matter of days, it almost felt like they'd been there all along. I'm sure none of you need to be reminded that it was none other than Emperor Dracos who ended the War of the Lions. But did you know that historical records tell us he had amazingly few soldiers under his command? Initially, his allies numbered only a few confidants and several warriors from Nord. And while supporters rallied to him in each region, his ranks still couldn't hope to compare to the other princes' armies. Nonetheless, they continued to advance, liberating region after region, and after half a year of bloody battles, Prince Dracos met perhaps his most well-known supporter. Oh, they added an extra desk. Millium, right? Would you happen to know the historical figure of who I'm referring to? Sure do! Leon Sandlot, also known as the Lance Maiden. Ooh, right you are. Well done. Crow, wake up. Hey, the seating's been moved around. Sandlot was the daughter of a count who ruled over a remote region, and accounts tell us she showed great martial skill from a young age. In particular, her skill with a lance was unparalleled. No records exist of her ever being bested in combat. The Lance Maiden also had a group of mighty warriors under her command, who fought alongside her in battle. Perhaps you'd like to illuminate us as to the name of this famous band, Reen? The group of mighty warriors led by the Lance Maiden. That's the Eisenritter, the Stahlritter, and the Grossritter. Well, Grossritter's not right. Stahlritter, no. So it's gotta be the Eisenritter. The Eisenritter, also known as the Iron Knights. They were a band of knights said to be able to charge across the battlefield like lightning, cutting down all in their path. Correct, you've done your homework. The wandering prince met the Lance Maiden one day during a prolonged conflict in a remote region of the country. After recognizing each other as reliable and trustworthy, they pledged to fight together under a united banner. With the Lance Maiden and her knights bolstering his ranks, Drekkel's army swept through one region after another. In just a year, he was able to defeat the other princes and free the imperial capital Heimdall. As an interesting footnote, the castle the Eisenritter used as their base of operations 250 years ago just so happens to be only a hop, skip, and a jump away from Laura's home in Legram. Oh, really? Indeed, it is known as Lohengrin Castle. It's a beautiful old building situated on the shore of Lake Ebel to the west of Legram. Oh, you mentioned that before. Does anyone live there now? No. Due to the dangerous terrain there, no one goes near it. These days it exists simply as a relic of a bygone era. The Arsaid family is responsible for the care and maintenance of the castle, though really only minimal work is done. Speaking of the Arsaid house, wasn't one of your ancestors the Eisenritter's second in command? Indeed, the Lance Maiden's most trusted assistant and confidant from what I understand. The Sandlot family line ended with the death of the Lance Maiden, and it's partly because of that the Arsaid family mourns her death each year. I see. Ooh, what a fascinating Oh, I thought that was Millium. Ooh, what a fascinating story. Legram, huh? Never had a mission there, so I've never been able to go. Maybe I should have stopped by when I went to Breahart a while back. You think she at least try to conceal the fact that she gets sent all over the country on secret missions. I know, she totally just let it slip that she was doing something in Breahart too. Well, I suppose it's better than her being all distant and cagey around us. I got an AP point. Right. Okay, so tomorrow's a free day, which means that next Wednesday you'll have your usual practical exam. You'd better all bring your A game. Oh, Millium and Crow. A few must-have instructional materials you guys are going to need as part of Class 7 finally showed up. I'll hand that stuff off to you once we're done here, so I want you to come with me to the faculty lounge. Righto! Man, what a drag. Alright, homeroom's out for the day. Flee while you can. Machias, if you'll do the honors. Yes, instructor. All rise. Bow. Yeah, they've completely changed the seating arrangement. Yeah, no. Huh. Odd. And they added a seat in Crow, but he was fast asleep. So, what do you think? Well, I don't think we have to be on guard around her, at least. Same. Though, I'd rather she kept that giant silver thing of hers hidden. I don't think she's a bad girl. I was taking a nap in the courtyard yesterday. She came and fell asleep next to me. What does that have to do with whether or not she's trustworthy? They look like a couple of kittens all curled up together. Their personalities may be worlds apart, but they're both rather cat-like in their own ways. She can't be more than 12 or 13, still practically a child. Yeah, you're right. She's so chipper all the time that it's hard to really be cold towards her. Yeah, I don't think I could bring myself to spurn her. She's got this natural charm, I think. Be that as it may, her presence here reeks of blood and iron, if you take my meaning. Well, certainly seems that way.
As such, I'm planning on granting you a bit of additional
Oh.
I should have it ready for you in a few weeks' time.
That's what he meant. Okay. It's hard to believe a girl like that could be an agent of the intelligence division. But just going off of what happened in Nord, there's not much that would make me doubt it now. And then there's that thing, Argadlem, that's always with her. She calls it Lammy, but aside from its name, we don't really know anything about it. It seems to be made from some strange material with both metallic and ceramic properties, hard but pliable. Agreed. It doesn't look like anything you could make even with the most cutting-edge orbital technology. When I touched it, it felt really nice and cold. Wow, so you actually touched it? It hasn't escaped my notice that it seems strikingly similar to the combat shells we fight in our practical exams. I think it's safe to assume that they share some kind of common origin. Yeah. The instructor said she was forced to accept it, though in a sense, Millium was forced on us too. You're welcome to think what you will, but I don't trust her. Either way, she's technically our classmate now, like it or not. It may be a little early to tell whether we can trust her as a friend, but we should be able to figure out pretty quickly whether we can count on her as a member of Class 7. Well, that's a logical way of breaking it down at least. You're right. It's still pretty early to make sweeping judgments. Knowing her background would be great, but what's really important is whether we can count on her in a fight. Agreed. As students of a military academy, that's probably the most important issue. We'll have to wait and see. Well, considering we're living in the same dormitory, it'd be good if we all got along. Yeah, I wouldn't want her to think we're trying to make her feel unwelcome either. And then there's Crow. What's he like, Green? You seem like you get along with him pretty well. I don't know if I'd put it quite like that. If I had to say, I'd describe him as a capricious gambling addict, way too prone to ante up for every hand. Ideas help us. He sounds like the kind of miscreant one would be better off avoiding. You can count on him when the chips are down, though. He really helped me out last month when Elise went into the old schoolhouse. He's good in a fight, and pretty handy with his Arcus, too. Maybe we're worrying over nothing, then. Still, I'm not really sure how to connect with him, you know? Well, at least we're in separate dorms for the time being. We'll just have to see how things go. So cold to our guests. Man, everyone's all gathered around. Can't go to main Trista. Okay. So let's see. In the first floor is Sara and Millium. Second floor, Elisa, Emma, Elliot, and Gaius. No one on the roof. Machias and Toa in the student union. No one in the library. No one in the courtyard. Technically, Fee, but she's across the way. Academy Field is Eustace. Gymnasium is Laura. No one in the engineering building, and no one in the old schoolhouse. Alright. Well, it looks like we get to hang out with some people.
Hello, Reen Schwarzer speaking.
Oh, hi there, Reen.
Hey, Miss Student Council President.
Do you have a moment?
Toa? Well, this is a surprise. What can I do for you?
You've got a new student in your class now, right?
Yep, well, 2.
Well, her student notebook is ready, so I figured it'd be best to get it to her as soon as possible. And since you handled it last time, would you mind coming to get it for her?
Ah, you're talking about Millium. Sure thing. I'll come get it right away. You want me to swing by the student council room then?
That'd be great.
She sure doesn't waste any time. I should head on over to the student council room before it gets too late.
Alright, well, there's our primary objective. Now for everything else. Alright, so before we go and talk to the Student Council President, let's go talk to some people. I've been told there are some people to talk to. Oh, hey. Class 7's a whole lot livelier these days, isn't it? Even putting Crow aside, I never would have expected some girl we met in Nord would become our classmate. Life is full of surprises. It feels like they've already become part of the fabric of our class, too. Definitely. I don't think we should have any trouble getting along with them. Well, for now at least. You two seem more like reasonable adults than any of us, Instructor Sara included. You think you can look after Millium? Not a problem. We're all classmates after all. Helping each other out is what we do. Good to know. Oh, okay. Originally, Hebel was going to be our lead violinist. Now, though, I'm on the hook for it. I was worried at first, since it was so out of the blue, but things seem to be shaping up nicely now. You know, I had my doubts at first, but now I feel like I made the right decision in choosing this academy. And one way I'll know for sure is if I can help this performance go off without a hitch. It makes me glad to hear. I'll be cheering you on. Uh-oh, is she okay? Oh. Oh, okay. I hurt my arm pretty bad last month, so I'm not going to be able to play in the concert tomorrow. I'll just have to leave it in the hands of Elliot and the others. Pretty frustrated with myself, but all I can do now is help them out with whatever they need. Oh, nice of you, man. That is really nice. Alright. You there. My father was persistent in his attempts to convince me to return home. He said that the daughter of Count Altheim, I have duties to attend to. I, in turn, explained to him that, as an instructor, my highest priority is my devotion to my students. I probably won't be able to be quite so selfish once I marry. Wait a minute. The Altheim family is one of the best known families in this Sutherland province. I guess Instructor Mary has more to worry about than I thought. Between teaching classes and acting as an advisor for 3 clubs, there's simply no time for me to return home. The wind orchestra is performing tomorrow too. The life of an instructor is a fulfilling one indeed. Alright. Wow, 3 clubs. Man, how do you do it? Alright, Gaius should be in the next room. Is that Linde or is it Vivi? Your painting has really been improving, Gaius. Meanwhile, I've hardly gotten any better.
It's all thanks to you and Clara. You guided me along a path I never would have found my way through on my own. I couldn't be more thankful.
Oh, please. It all comes down to you working harder than anyone else.
Linde and I have really developed our skills by learning from Clara's devotion to the arts. If I've improved at all since arriving at Thor's, I owe it all to this club. Ultimately, I'm glad I joined.
Nice. Alright, and there is one person on the first floor too. Well, 2 people. 3 people.
Hello.
Reen Schwarzer, it seems as though you've been working very hard on your field studies, and even harder when you help the student council. I can hardly imagine how many people you've helped tackle their problems, all while showing compassion and honor. As an instructor here at Thor's, you could not have made me prouder.
It's very kind of you, but I'm not sure I've done anything someone else in my shoes wouldn't have. To be honest, I'd say the people I've helped have let me develop as a person, so it's anything but a chore.
The more you talk, the more right I know I am. I hereby present you with the Medal of Compassion. Miss Herschel won this last year, so you know you're in good company. While this is far from a formal award ceremony, I do hope you'll accept.
Even so, this is quite an honor. Of course I'll accept. Thank you very much.
Having the ability and the will to help others is a precious thing. I hope that you continue to do so as you grow older.
Right. This is why, huh? One of the 4 Lionheart medals, given by Instructor Beatrix. EP plus 100 and ATS plus 25. It's alright, I guess. Uh-oh. Wow. Reen, come here for a sec. You know, you've got a real air of confidence since you first showed up here at Thor's. Huh, really? I haven't really noticed much of a difference. But maybe it's because of all the difficult opponents we've had to face over the course of the year. Yeah, I've heard you've been through a lot on those field studies or whatever. I've got to give this to someone, so I figured it might as well be you. What? I'm in charge of handing out one of the Lionheart medals this year, so yeah. It's the Medal of Valor. Congrats. Wow, thank you so much. It's a real honor to be awarded something like this. Well, keep up the good work, I guess. Crow and Angelica got it last year, and to be honest, I think you're on track to accomplish just as much as they did. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off, but this is going to motivate me to work even harder from now on. What does this one do? Strength plus 25, speed plus 5.
Now that you have your uniform and equipment, you should be good to go. Thanks, Teach. Good energy. I like it. I still have a hard time wrapping my mind around how someone like you ended up as an Ironblood, though. That boss of yours is a real mystery man. You're pretty mysterious yourself. Seems like your life was really interesting before you started teaching. Now, who could have told you that? She asked the girl from the Imperial Intelligence Division. Millium, let me give you a word of advice. His Majesty might have gotten you into this academy, but in my class, you're just another student. Just keep that in mind, and everything will be gravy, okay? Righto! What do regular student-teacher relationships look like again? I think I've forgotten. Alright, let's see. Something going on in the student union, which I'll handle in a sec. I want to talk to everyone first. So let's go to the courtyard. Okay, I was like, is there an event? Looks like my plants are growing up pretty well now. You can do it, Flowers.
You go, Phoebe.
Edel really is gorgeous, isn't she? And that body of hers is like, wow. I just have to get my hands on it. Otherwise, what's the point of even being in this stupid club?
Gardening, perhaps?
I decided not to go home for summer vacation. I just couldn't bring myself to leave all the flowers behind after all.
bees flowers are really coming into their own now, too. Alright, let's stop by and say hi to Laura. Let's see. There's 2 people in there, 3 people in there. And I can't tell if anyone's up on the 2nd floor or not. But I'm in luck. You seem more comfortable with what you're doing now, Monica. Perhaps you should try increasing your distance. That said, there's no need to rush. Your pace should be entirely up to you. I know. I'm one step at a time. Monica has really improved in her swimming lately. She might reach her goal of swimming 50 arg any day now. That's a lot, I imagine. I don't know. Alright. Let's keep going. Let's see. It's the incinerator. Not looking for anyone at the incinerator. I'm looking for someone, though. Here we go. Hello. Wow. He doesn't use this? Mark my words, Millium has yet to show her true colors. And I have every intention of exposing her true reasons for joining our class. I think maybe you're worrying about it too much. And perhaps you're not worrying enough. Our class is full of good souls, far too naive and accepting for their own good. At least one of us needs to look at others with a critical eye. I happen to make a rather fine skeptic. Well, I suppose having several points of view to consider is a good thing. But at least try not to make her feel unwelcome, okay? Bah, fine. Super speed. Hello. Aw. Okay, well there's that, but there's still someone I'm looking for. Can't remember if they show up on the map or not. Oh, maybe. Oh, hey, look. It's our little friend. Hey, kitty. Here you go. Alright, anyone else? I guess the only thing left is the Student Union. Except I'm going to... Oh, hey! Hey, Reen, how's Crow fitting in with your class? Perfectly. It's like he's been there since our first day. That's good to hear. Well, make sure you get some use out of him. He might be lazy, but he knows what he's doing when things get serious. I've noticed. Now that we have Millium to worry about, I'm sure we'll be relying on him quite a bit. Feel free to ask us or Toma if you need anything too. We'll try and help you out however we can. Thanks, I will. Okay. Let's see. I'm so close. You can taste it. How many more? More. More. That's it. That is everyone in well, the original Class 7. Let's see. So yeah, everyone from Reen, Elisa, Elliot, Laura, Machias, Emma, Eustace, Fee, and Gaius. All unlocked. Surprised there's no trophy for it. Oh, maybe when we have to deal with Crow and Millium. Because I'm guessing they're going to have their own, since they have their own Arcus, I'm pretty sure we have to deal with that as well. Let's see. Look at it. It's beautiful. Not a single closed slot. Alright, I really can't think of anything else. Auditorium, no. Actually, let's stop by the library. Let's see. Oh. Doop, 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 doop. Anything I missed over here? I think I've already read that. Yep. Oof, that would be horrible. Like, why would you attack? Well, why would you attack a military academy? It sounds kind of obvious when you say it out loud, like I did. All right. Other than that, I really can't think of anything. All right, fine. Well, not like I'm gonna go straight there. Let's see. Looking for my classmates. Yep, all these weapons are nothing to me. Trickster. Break your arm +1. Oh, we're about to get them. Ooh, volume 6. Good on everything else. I assume Machias and Emma are upstairs. Oh yeah, didn't the chess club have a big important chess match? There's Emma. Oh no. Emma was in the school building, right? Hey, how'd you guys do? It's possible that my father might have had a hand in Millium joining our class, given that he's on the board of directors. I doubt he knows much more about the intelligence division's plans than we do, though. I think it's likely he helped facilitate her transfer to the academy, at the very least. They seem like they know each other, too. His close friendship with the Chancellor may have deeper implications than I thought. How'd you guys do? Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh man, I hope you guys win. Good luck to you both. Alright, so apparently... Yep. Let's see. Oh, we're the same title as him? Let's see. Got Flood, huh? I'll have to keep that in mind. He's got EP charge 3s. You can only get 2. Alright, Miss Student Council President. I haven't saved in a bit. Knock knock. Well, Toa said she wanted me to come to the student council room. Knock.
The door's open. Come on in.
Sorry if I disturbed you.
Oh, Reem. Not at all. Sorry for making you come all the way out.
It's not that far.
Don't worry about it. It's class business anyway. That's quite the spread you've got on your desk there. Is it just me, or does your workload only ever seem to increase?
Well, I've got a little extra going on right now that's keeping me a little busier than
A
normal.
little?
Anyway, this is Millium's notebook.
Does Crow not get one?
Crow's already got
Oh,
one,
okay.
along with the added pages on the Arcus units.
Oh, okay.
So she's the last one who needs it.
Alright, I'll be sure to pass this on to Millium next time I see her. Actually, if you don't mind my asking, how much do you know about why she's here at the Academy?
All I know is that she came with a recommendation from the Army's intelligence division, really.
Here's my question. If you're in the intelligence division, do you really need to even go to school? I mean, I get like she's probably got a mission or something, but at the same time, it's like, wouldn't they be like, well, you're part of the intelligence division. That means you're smart enough that you don't need to be here.
You know those combat shells you fight in your practical exams? They're being used with the Emperor's authorization. Apparently, it's something similar for Millium. We can't deny her admission if the Emperor's pushing it through.
This goes all the way up to His Majesty?
Can't get much higher than that, huh?
Seems like it. The Chancellor was the one who set up both the Intelligence Division and the Railway Military Units. But neither of those organizations could have been established without His Majesty's consent. That's what's unusual. Anyway, because of that, the Academy can't really turn down a direct referral with that kind of backing.
Yeah, I'd imagine not.
So that's how it is. But even accounting for that, I never would have expected Crow to be transferred into our class too.
Yeah. I was just as shocked as you when I found out. I knew he was a habitual class cutter, but I always figured he at least had enough credits to graduate. Oh, I feel like a failure as student council president for not noticing. Maybe even a failure as a friend.
Whoa there. I think you're being a little hard on yourself.
Yeah, no, he's the slacker.
What about Angelica? Does she have enough credits to graduate?
Angie at least makes sure to attend the classes she needs for graduation. Apparently, Crow not only hadn't attended enough class units, he also didn't turn in some essential assignments. But as long as he's active and engaged with his Class 7 work over the next couple months, he'll be able to graduate.
Ah.
I get ya.
Still, I get the distinct feeling this 1-2 punch of transfer students wasn't just a happy coincidence. Am I right?
Well, yeah. The principal thought placing Crow in Class 7 might be beneficial for the rest of you, too. His grades might be a sorry sight, but he really knows how to get things done when he wants to.
You don't hold back, do ya?
Did you know he was responsible for all of the event planning at last year's Academy Festival?
Crow did that? Voluntarily?
It might be kind of awkward having a second-year student in your class, but I hope you guys will all get along. That goes for Millium, too, of course. She might have an unusual background, but at the end of the day, she's still a 13-year-old girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's listed at 13.
So she really is 13 then?
Yeah, she scored really well on her entrance exam, though, so I think she can handle the curriculum fine. She might be small, but she can roll up her sleeves with the best of them.
Now where have I heard of someone like that before?
Did it speak of the double moment?
Oh, sorry. Looks like I've got a call coming in.
Go ahead and answer. I don't mind. I wouldn't want you to miss anything important.
Alright. Excuse me then. Hello?
Sorry, your pizza's not ready yet.
Hello, Reem. It's your favorite instructor here. Are you still on the academy grounds by any chance?
As much as it pains me to say it, I am.
No need to sound so suspicious. It's just that after I gave Millium all the things I had for her, she just took off somewhere. You know how she tends to be kind of a mischief maker. So could you find her and drag her back to the dorms for me?
Alright. I can only imagine what would happen if she were to flash that silver thing of hers around on the academy grounds again.
Phrasing, Reen. Phrasing.
Yeah, I'd really rather avoid a repeat of yesterday.
Wait, what happened yesterday?
In your capable hands, brave leader of Class 7. Mwah.
Wait a second. When did I become the...
She really does trust you. Anyway,
Is it trust?
are you still up for helping me with a few requests tomorrow?
Of course. I'll be around. Still, I know you've got a full slate and all, but try not to overwork yourself. And if there's anything else I can do to make life a little easier for you, don't hesitate to ask.
Sure. And thanks.
You overworker, you. Alright, I guess I better start looking for Millium. But where do I even start? She could be almost anywhere. Should probably ask a couple of the others for help. I doubt I'll accomplish much just checking places at random. Come to think of it, I haven't gotten Crow's number yet. I think 2 other classmates will be enough for this, though I should remember to ask him when I get the chance. Oh, okay. Let's see. Who to pick? Let's take Elliot. And let's take Fee. Who better to be the tracker? Honestly, no one else is really screaming a better option, so why not just Elliot?